There we go. Hello everyone, Sonic Digital Gamer here, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Last time we met Vin, got some heavy measures from the doctor, from the nurse, saying we really need to exercise, and now we're helping Vin out some more but by carrying the paint. We leave the main building and Vin leads us onwards towards the dorm. We stop at the small Hey, that did change. Oh, I didn't read that. We stop at a small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. The dorm is built on slightly elevated ground, with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school. The entire wall is made of the same kind of bricks as the building itself, having covered with some sort of painting. Most of it is still mere sketches, quick lines drawn with black and white against the grey plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall. But some places look a bit more finished. There's human faces and legs and hands. I can't say what the painting as a whole might portray. Stacks of what seem to be paint cans are arranged in piles on the ground beside the wall. See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was suddenly morning. I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping with the negative spaces, base surfaces, whenever which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there are a lot of people with hands. The reach is better and it's faster too. She goes on tangent of a tangent, waving a little with her arm, or whatever of it there actually is. Demonstrate, even though I got the point already. The right contour of the sleeve flaps around it and makes me think it could look sadder than it does. But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student's base. Special properties has in the past few days. This girl doesn't notice my dreary feelings, of course, and the fact that she has lost me a while ago already, and just keeps on blabbering. So that's why I'm trying to figure out if there's something I need to figure out, and then figure that out before it's too late and all hope is lost. Why would the hope be lost? Because paint has to be painted, and then it has to dry, and then it has to be painted over with another kind of paint. It takes time. She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of statement that makes sense. I mean, it does. I think it's best to start from the top. So this is your project. You did this? Yes. All of it? Yes. Nice, but I stumble with my words, suddenly feeling like I've walked straight into a minefield of political incorrectness. It's okay, you can say it. I probably won't get mad. I blush really hard. I don't really know what would be the right thing to say, if any. Feels like I'm way more sensitive than Vin is, though. Possibly is. This is really awkward. Don't you want to ask? How do you paint without hands? See, I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With my feet. I almost guessed it already, but isn't that hard to do? You're good at guessing, but I don't think it is. But maybe I'm used to it by now. I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was using her feet to eat, I figured painting might not be a problem either. Neither of us have anything more to add to the subject. The afternoon light works pretty well. Well, I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I wanted to see what it looked like in dim light. Do you think it's flat? Well, paintings tend to be flat. Not like that flat. You know, flat. Like some people are. No substance, no meat where there should be some. Enough you go to. Okay, I get it, but I couldn't really tell. I'm not that good with art. I can't name many artists or artistic terms. So I don't really have anything to say. Mood. Does it help me that the discords I inhabit are full of artists? So it's like, it's really cool to see them walk, like, the walk is amazing, but I don't understand anything of the process. I need to draw more often. Vin shakes her shoulders as that saying, suit yourself, without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look for something up there. I don't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little before it's too dark. I wanted to get a halogen lamp like the ones they use at the sports track, but there aren't any. Vin was quick to recruit my help, as well as Shizune. It really makes me feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. Why not? I'm not really sure if I can be of any help though. I'm just mixing some paints. You can do that. Probably. Do you have a motor control problem, like, you know, those people who have some? Cerebral palsy, maybe? Not that I know of. I get it. Hot thingy has nothing to do with that. She gives me a sly look for no reason. No, it doesn't. Let's do it then. She sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up a wide brush between her toes with her bare right foot. I open a few cans of paint and pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. Thick paints flow lazily from the can to the bowl like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirly patterns that melt quickly into each other to form a new monotone hue. Rin sets to work, every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to be the exact tone this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants precision down to the last millimeter before she is satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at best. Add half a splash of green. I crouch down and pick up the can of brighter green. The other green. This green. I carefully pour some of the other green paint into the mixing bowl. No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. Is green a good color to add? No idea. You're the artist here. A hint of smile appears in the corners of her mouth. Do you lack an opinion? No, it's just that I have no idea. It's okay. I just got an idea. Add more white. With that exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter. That's not good enough. It has to be like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dreams. I can't remember it. Damn it, I hate it when I go and find the meaning of life only to forget it by waking up. Maybe it's yellow. Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the change of seasons or any other nonsense that being imposed on me, I found myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. I would be frustrated at this. Seeing a painting being born on a plastered wall feels like magic. Spent the moments I had between mixing paints crouching down on the paving and just looking at a walk. Feels slightly intrusive at first, like breathing some imaginary intimacy. But Rin doesn't seem to mind the least bit. Maybe it's just in my head. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she patiently works the details, adding layers of paint on top of other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall and add new shapes. When I manage to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words while discussing paint mixes, neither of us say a word for the longest time, and even those short discussions soon evolved into a shorthand, both of us developing, and using weird improper code words for various paints and hues, as if there was some need to conserve words in breath and sound. We stayed there late into the evening until it became too dark to paint properly. And then we left and went home. Because I'm pretty sure that's actually what we did. Because now it's the next day. Okay, so I can skip that by wheel turning. The sound of an alarm pulls me out of the... I wonder. Okay, so I can replay that. I was curious how far the going back and forth can do. The sound of an alarm pulls me out of a fitful slumber and into an unpleasant state of wakefulness. I linger under the blanket for a few minutes, gathering energy to rise up while making excuses as for why I already haven't. Honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here for all day. School is surprisingly exhausting after a long pause, and the cultural shock still has not faded, I think. Still, despite getting an impression that skipping class is easy here, I don't think they're going to let me get away that easily. And the nurse is bound to keep breathing down my neck with the talk of exercising as well. So eventually I do rise up, swallow the morning medication, and put on my old soccer clothing. Thanks to my condition, I am exempt from taking part in gym classes at Yamaku, so I didn't get issued with a gym outfit. I'd order some to cover such a contingency, but wearing my older soccer clothes is kind of nostalgic. I can't use them for that anymore, so maybe they get a new life this way. They're like me. Seems a bit stupid to me, really. But I suppose this way, at least I can tell the nurse honestly that I'm doing something about my health. Not that I was ever much of a runner to begin with. Can't hurt to try, I guess. I'm surprised to discover that I'm not the only one present at the track. Not just that, but it's a face I've seen before. The prosthetic-legged girl who bowled me over in the hallway yesterday is running on the track literally like a half-mechanical gazelle. What was her name again? It was a short one, but I can't remember. She seems to be running laps at... To be fair, we were having a heart attack. Well, not a heart attack, but we were kind of concerned about our heart attack at the moment. She seems to be running laps at a somewhat easy lope, her prosthetic legs clacking rhythmically on the hard track surface. Wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe it's something akin to mine, and the nurse is oppressing the poor girl to jog just like he is oppressing me. I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for my health, and he's prompting me to do so. Even with things being like they are, it's only because I wanted to get it out of the way early. The fact that I would be less likely to encounter someone who could witness my pitiful attempts to get in shape was merely a happy accident. I leave, but it seems that my former assailant noticed me on her last lap. She waves at me cheerfully and jogs over. Good morning. Your name is Hasao, right? She grinned seemingly pleasantly that she remembered my name. You may not remember me. Emmy? I knocked you over in the hall yesterday. How could I forget such a, blunt introduction? Emmy has the decency to look vaguely apologetic for a moment before giggling. Yeah, sorry about that. Again. Well, as long as you don't make a habit out of it, I suppose it'll be fine. Great! Not sure she realized I was joking. So, the spy consultant the nurse was talking about, is that actually you? That's right. Oh. I was expecting someone from the nursing staff, to be honest. What? Are you saying I don't look like I could be a spy? No, it's more like a relief. I was afraid he would have had someone to watch my every move. Unless you are here to do exactly that. No, I'm here for my own reasons. The nurse just asked me if I had seen a messy-haired transfer student who looks like he's kind of lost around the track. So, why are you down here? Emmy strikes a dramatic pose. Training! For what? Track! Ah, I see. You're on the track team then? Emmy nods enthusiastically. Yep, I'm one of the better runners, too. And modest about it. Hey, you should join up. It's good exercise, you know. I think that much activity is probably out of the question for me. Nah, I'm not even sure that I'd really like running all that much. Plus, I'm not into organized sports, you know. It's true, I never really got that much into soccer. I mean, I'd run around with my friends and all, but that was the only reason... That was really the only reason I ever played. It wasn't for the glory to be found on the field, that's for sure. Emmy seems to understand my meaning. I see. Not that into the whole organization thing. But now that you're here, I guess we're going to run together, huh? What? Sure, I guess. Emmy seems pleased. Are you going to warm up? Real men don't warm up. Hasao, you're gonna get... Oh no, you should always warm up. Bad Hasao. She scolds me enthusiastically, but then smiles and leans closer. I hate warming up too. She laughs suddenly. Heck, and I don't even have to stretch my legs. As if to confirm her statement, she bounces up and down a couple of times, giving a passing impression of standing on a pair of springs. Her leg blades seem to be quite elastic. Let's go! So we both take off around the track, and I can immediately see that she wasn't lying about being good at running. Emmy moves fluidly, throwing herself into the run with a sort of wild abandon. I found myself concentrating more on running properly. Frankly, I don't even remember if there's any particular form for running, but I can't help but feel that I'm doing it wrong somehow. I feel awkward in comparison to Emmy, who never seems to break stride. I don't think I want to do this anymore. I'm really not feeling up to more than a couple of laps today, and slow to a walk pretty quickly. Emmy keeps running and doesn't seem to notice I've stopped until she passes me a second time. She quickly skids to a halt, breathing steadily in contrast to my somewhat gasping demeanor. Finished already? I hang my head ruefully. Yeah, I'm not in very good shape right now. Emmy nods and then grins at me again. She seems to do a lot of smiling. Well, the important thing is that you started, right? Next time you'll just have to try to hold out longer, and then longer, and then longer, and eventually you'll be great! I'll keep that in mind. But I think right now I'm going to get ready for class. Shouldn't you? Emmy shrugs unconcernedly. Nah, I got plenty of time. I notice that she's not wearing a watch. Are you sure? Another careless shrug. Not really, but I gotta finish my routine. See you later, Hasao. Yeah, see ya. Apart from feeling more tired than before, I don't think I accomplished anything today. So out of shape, it's embarrassing. The whole thing might have been a waste of time. I'll find some other way. Head back to the dorm. So, hey, one got finished? Or was I just couldn't see it because it's nighttime? Head back to the dorms to wash and change into my uniform. Trying to resist the urge to take a really long and hot shower. Tired from all the running, so I just want to unwind, but I don't want to break my slowly building routine of getting to school before the morning rush. Why am I yawning? After taking a long shower anyway, I dry myself off and get out of the stall to put on my clothes. Oh no! Kenji! Why are you here? Out of nowhere, a shadow appears within the mist, living and radiating malicious intent. It bursts through the fog. And this is why we have the maturity filter. Actually, hold on, let me check something real quick. Where is it? Okay, I might be wrong considering I refreshed. I turned it off, I closed this, I scrolled in and out, I turned off the game, turned it back on, and he still has to leave, so that mature content is for something else. So, what are you doing here? What the hell? You scared me! What's your problem? I should be asking you that. I've been looking for you all over the place, man. What do you mean all over the place? I wanted to ask if he'd been looking for me like that, so I stalked naked, but hold my tongue back. Then I realized I'm still naked too, and quickly hold up my shirt in front of me. Kenji doesn't seem to notice a thing. His glasses are fogged up, but then why doesn't he wipe them off? His vision's so bad that he's perpetually seeing through fog. You know, your room, and yeah, that's it. Hey, I mean, I still had to get up, though. Whatever, it's not important. Can I borrow some money? Puts on an innocent face and looks away, trying to very hard to look very casual. Doesn't work. He's as transparent as a window pane-sized glasses. Talking neutrally like this, wearing nothing feels awkward. Actually, somehow it's even more awkward to be naked in front of someone when they can't see me being naked. To say nothing of the fact that he's naked as well. To brush off the feelings off with little success. Money? Sure. Awesome. Wait, why do you need it? Can you just give it to me because I had the goodwill not to run through your pockets while you were in the shower? I could have, but I exercised restraint. And in the end, isn't that what the thought that counts? Come on, be a pal. That makes no sense. If it's a thought that counts, I should withhold payments. Since his thought was so clearly impure and his intentions are probably even more sinister, since he can't tell what they are. I say as much to him. I'm offended, man, but if that is your game, then fine. I guess I have no choice. I want to order pizza, and I already have most of the cost of the pizza. I need your help for the rest. I guess I'm the pizza too, right? No. Are you serious? Yeah, I would have given you some, but you have class. You don't have time to eat a pizza. What about you? I'm not going to class. I have to wait for the pizza and pay the guy, and then eat it. It's not that easy. You have to obtain the pizza stealthily. If you don't, everyone will see you. And the pizza. And they will ask for a slice. It's a hard world out there. Everyone wants a slice. Then you left pizzaless in an unforgiving world. It's happened before. That's how I know. Every day I plan my vengeance. So that when the people who wronged me order a pizza, I will be there. Ever vigilant. Kenji checks the dramatic pose, completely without irony. But yeah, I only need like 400 yen. Please, you're my only hope. I can't go outside and buy my own pizza. It's too far. I try not to go out unless it's absolutely necessary. Let me tell you what happened the last time I went out without carefully planning it out in advance. I was outside. I can't remember what I was doing. Something standing? Maybe wondering how I got there. And then, out of nowhere, it happened! Like a flash of lightning, splitting the sky like how you split a sandwich into 2 equal pieces to make it more manageable to hold and eat. A bird crapped on my head! It was the second most shocking thing of my life. What was the first? He ignores me and keeps going. I want to grab him and shake him. Is he trying to keep momentum? I'll go with that, even if it's more likely he just didn't hear me. It was like getting the openings to some kind of anime show. You know, how there is always a part where the main dude is fighting his rival, and they fly at each other and clash swords, and there's like a big dramatic, colored auras and zoom. It's like that, but with poop. Okay. So yeah, I need some money, please. Don't leave me hanging, man. I only need 1,000 yen. I thought it was 400. Okay, what? I'll pay you back, I swear. You better. That's what it means to borrow stuff. I don't know I'll be able to pay you back. You have 1 week. Ah! I don't even know what the hell I was going with there. I just stopped. Genji winces and makes a noise like a dying cow. A particularly disturbing fact given that his baton is conducting freely. You're not supposed to be so tight-ass about money between brothers in arms, man. Men have it bad enough as it is. Did you know that male porn stars only make about half of what female porn stars make? Well, yeah, that's because females are for some reason into lesbians. Seriously, if you look at Pornhub, I don't know if it's true anymore, but for a while, if you looked at Pornhub statistics, most people that are looking at lesbian porn is other females. So, that doesn't mean anything unless you're a porn star. So maybe I'm a porn star on the side, struggling to make ends meet as I fight the feminist agenda. And you can't even spot me, you crumbs, you bastard. Nobody understands. Nobody! Wouldn't feminists be against pornography in the first place? I'm not getting into this discussion anymore. This feminist agenda stuff again. This stuff is important. I can see that you don't give a shit. But this is serious here. Feminists are a dangerous enemy. Make no mistake. You can't take them lightly. And you'll wake up in the morning with a knife in your back. Bam! Out of nowhere. How do you wake up in the morning if someone stabbed you in your sleep? Women are terrible at stabbing things. Thought you just said don't take them lightly. Well, I don't take them lightly for the big things. Individuality, they're not a threat. But if there's some kind of war, like a big war, with men on one side and the feminist forces on the other side, it would be pretty ugly. And that day will come, where the feminists come out of their central top secret worldwide feminist headquarters and say, it's our turn now, motherfucker! You're being ridiculous. There's no big worldwide feminist headquarters building. Where will they even hide that? I mean, it has to be massive. You couldn't hide that on Earth. Somebody would notice a big fortress with women only in it. Who said it was on Earth? As I dropped my phone and almost hit the remote off my table along with my along with my keyboard. Who said it was on Earth? I turn away from Kenji and start practicing frowning faces in the mirror, so I can figure out what kind of frown will best express my emotion. He can't see me from this distance anyways, which unfortunately means he just keeps on ranting without any regard or sense or sensibility. Yeah, there's a war going on, a war not many know about, but it's a great one that will one day boil over and encompasses all of the known world. Then, we will have to pick sides. We have to make a stand. In fact, it's happening now! Imagine it. The bloody battlefield. A vicious conflict without end. I almost gave up when I thought this cause was silly. When I grew tired of the bleakness of our fight. When I mistook the time the power went out for a feminist raid and thought the end was near. But then I realized that if I gave up, it would all be over. And I was like, whoa, and knew I had to get serious. Because I am the last sane man in this insane world. It's about duty! Must be a pretty crappy movement if it all hinges on one naked guy ranting in the bathroom at another naked guy. So can I have the money? He's blocking the way out. It's getting cold because I'm still naked and I want to go to class. I agree to spot him the money. Awesome, thanks dude. We should go bowling later on. Bowling? Yeah, it's the ultimate sport. There are almost no women bowlers either, making it also the manliest sport. My sister would disagree with you on that. Should I wear my pink bowling shirt with matching shoes or the pastel green with flower accents? Well, there are bowling clothes? Maybe. Anyway, you better pay me back. I can pay you back in stuff, right? I don't have time to ask him to elaborate on what that means. I don't know, I have to get to class, you're kind of in the way. Oh, sorry, yeah. I don't want to get you hold up, and I still have some stuff to do myself. The time has come. Time for what? I just like saying that. Okay, now the time has really come. For what? I have to use the bathroom. Get out of it. I was just going to... And what does that mean? It's a big bathroom! So, I have to be alone or I can't go. The pressure. Okay, what if someone else comes in? I'll have to think of something. Give him my practice frown, and it looks kind of silly reflected in his glasses. He either doesn't notice or doesn't see. Anyway, I get dressed and run back to my room, feeling as though an eternity has passed since I woke up. That is time I will need to get back. This time I will never get back. I'll get him before this somehow. But right now, I have to get to class. The first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. Then again, sitting alone here for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer that time with Kenji. The combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk. Within my forehead, I realize that this is a good reason as any to stay up from now and stop coming to class so early later. Eventually, I hear a tapping noise outside the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class, so she must have other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako? Lily stops by the door, looking hesitant as if she was a vampire who can't come in unless invited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome standing there. She steps in on her own accord, though, after straightening her skirt and shirt collar as if it was important to look prim when entering our classroom. Excuse me. She calls out to the quiet classroom with a probing, delicate voice. I realize the silence might unnerve her because of her blindness, so I break it. Good morning, Lily. Hisao? Good morning. I didn't hear you come in. Wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her before. It's likely. If I were to tell too big a lie now, it would sink me. Well, I was just already here. Just asleep until now. Oh, have you seen Hanako today by any chance? No, she seems to only come in before the bell rings. Or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you? No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only two people in school right now. Didn't hear anyone else on my way here. I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, I guess. You're chastising yourself for doing something that other people should? Punctuality is a good thing, I think so anyway. It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up soon, and today is the deadline for event registration, budget reports, and any other official paperwork. It could be that everyone is trying to complete the necessary forms at the last minute. Maybe that's why he's so quiet today. Whoa! Damn it, Misha! Hi! Misha popped into the room with Shizune as if on cue, shouting with a loudness that makes Lily visibly flinch. Hi, Hee-chan! Hi. Look, it's the class representative! Hello! Lily smiles, probably amused by Misha's or Shizune's use of the word look. Good morning. Of course, you're not the representative of this class, right? I'm not. Lily seems a little more guarded in her answers to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along at all. Then I realized that Lily might actually not know Shizune is present, and she's trying to detect whether or not she is, to know who she is talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune being the one that actually talks. Damn, how complicated. Said to help Lily out for my own peace of mind more than anything else. You're here early, Shizune. You were even earlier than us! Misha pursed out her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Did she feel emotions on Shizune's behalf too? It's not that weird though, that Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true, I was here earlier than them, so me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreting as anything. Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Before I can start weighing whether or not I should apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Class rep! It's a good thing you're here. You have to talk. The festival is coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed in their project budget reports for the event. Even the first years, except you. Wah! There's still time to hand it in, isn't there? Today! The deadline's today! You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I would have all of the necessary paperwork days ago. But someone had to say the deadline. Please extend it. Yes, that was me. Planning something on this scale is not a small task, and the week is too small a time frame to expect the whole class to work out such a complex issue completely. Do you want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class event? Handling the same matters for every class in the school, and then some! The one who does that is me! Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Wow, she really is getting into the role. Lily doesn't like she's very amused, though. Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little hard on her? There's still a whole day left. Please, Hisao, it's alright. Lily seems happy I'm taking her side, but a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself. If this is about budget, then I'm disappointed you think I have forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then, can I have it, please? Shizune, she might not have it on her at this exact second. It's not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me. Students for my class. She emphasized the last sentence, much to my surprise. She knows about Shizune and Misha's efforts to vote me into the student council. I guess Warden must have gotten around, so now she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just gets better and better. It was your responsibility. But your reporting is something you should just be delegating away. As class rep, it's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for proper procedure is really just terrible. They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back to me. If you want, I will apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Okay! Although Misha misses Lily's little jab entirely, Shizune doesn't, and she seems torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. Lily, don't they live here at school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know? What could they possibly have that's preventing them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to chop something off that will affect the enjoyment of the entire class? They opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands around like an orchestrated conductor. Oof, jeez. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal, cheerful tone. This resulting in interesting and somewhat surreal. And what's with that attitude? I said that is not something you should be delegating away. Are you the class representative or aren't you? Tell me the names of those students. They should have your job if you can't even handle something that simple yourself. One form isn't the full extent of what I'm supposed to take care of. Lily's tone is growing slightly impatient, but she is doing a good job of not letting Shizune see how unsettled she is becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully along the edge of her glasses, knowing Lily can neither hear nor see how excited she is. Of course, you do so much, class rep. It must be difficult being you. Lily tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without even a hint of sarcasm, which they were meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other, that much is clear, but this seems a little much. Seems like Lily has had enough and is ready to push back. Oh shit! I was actually just discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to have finished all your student council duties so quickly that you have to check me down to make sure I don't forget my own. Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're confusing me with yourself. I don't think so. That would be a very difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you. You're right. The difference between us is like heaven and hell. And it's not that hard to guess which one you might represent. The air between them ripples with the heat of their enmity. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore, though. Even Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of the conversation. Hee-chan, don't just slack off either. What are you talking about? Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hee-chan? You are, aren't you? Then I hope you're going to do a lot more to make sure it goes smoothly than this person. You don't understand. Hey, cut me a little some. Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could do much even if I wanted. That's right. You shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into it on its first week. Lily taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decided to back her up too. Yeah, you're being unreasonable to us both. Excuses! Excuses! Miss Class Rep here had plenty of time to deal with her report. We repeatedly offered you a position to help us with student council work, but you refused to commit yourself to making the festival a success. Yeah, but as I said back then, I'm not sure if. I don't have time for this right now. No matter what I do, it will mean being drawn into a confrontation with Shizune. If that is what she wants, whatever, forget it. Turn my back to them. Lily, class is going to be starting soon, so we can talk more later. I'll tell Hanako you were looking for her. I can feel Shizune's freezing. Maybe this is the first time she has ever been ignored in such a blunt manner. Thank you, Hisao. I'll leave now, then. She gives me the sweetest smile I've seen all week. She turns on her heels to make her exit. I mean, Lily's not wrong, considering they've been roping me into joining the student council. Like, what the hell? They wanted me to be part of the student council the second day I was here when I was talking about clubs. They had me want to play games to join it. If I lost, I had to join it. We were trying to play a friendly game of Risk, and they threatened that she'll be benevolent if I joined the student council. Like, they've been trying, like, Jesus, they need to tone down a bit. As Lily walks out the door, I suddenly start feeling reluctant about turning to face Shizune. I can feel her eyes burning into my back, and I can't bring myself to look at her. She must be furious. I keep expecting Misha to say something to elevate the tension, but it really is wanting too much. In the end, I go back to my seat and listen to the sound of Shizune's footsteps as she marches out of the room. She doesn't return until a few minutes before class. Oh, she was pissed. Okay, this feels like a new one, and that's gonna be all for this time. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, fuck. Okay, well, that should be all for this time. Yeah, this is all for this time. This is Sunk the Drug Gamer. I hope you enjoyed the series so far, and obviously, are you guys again next time? Will we find what is happening to Hanako? Because I'm getting a bit worried. I'll see you guys then.